All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the After Work Anime Club, where the three of us weeaboomers get to weeaboom out over whatever anime that we've watched over the past week. And yes, I did make that pun twice in a row. The very first thing that we're going to do, something that we now do every episode, is we're going to do a quick sound check. So if someone can tell me, can confirm sound. All right, Hatter, you are ahead of the game.
Like I said, you only make it once.
You only make the mistake once, right? So for introductions, I am Lulu Soul. I am a Twitch streamer and digital artist, and with me are.
I'm Yami Brooke. I am also a Twitch streamer.
Words are hard to use your words.
I do stuff on Twitch. Also, I'm mom. Hi.
Hi everybody, I'm Hatter. I continue to be a shark in a top hat. What did we watch this week?
All right, so this week we have actually started watching Ranking of Kings, and the choice came from Miss Yami. So Yami, do you want to give us a brief summary of what this anime is about and why you chose it for us today?
This anime is about
You good?
Wait, can I go? Can I
go
I
ahead.
Can I do the summary? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yes.
so normally, normally the person who chose the anime. Hi Evelyn, thank you for lurking. But normally the person who chose the anime gives the brief summary. But I have a story to tell involving what this anime is about. See, one of the things that we like to do occasionally is we like to check in with each other because we know that every person has their own triggers and traumas and yada 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 yada. And we were going over what each person's hard line. And I was like, look, I can pretty much watch anything, but just don't torture and or kill children. Fast forward to last week, and Yami be like, I got an anime for you, Lulu. And she came at me. She came at the very center of my heart. Because Ranking of Kids is childhood trauma the anime.
Ranking of Kings.
Kings. Please say the word kings and not kids.
Did I say kids?
Ranking of Kids.
That's an entirely different prospect. Like I actually avoided the Hunger Games for years.
Sorry.
Peak popularity because it was kids killing each other. And Yami came like, hey, watch this show.
I'm sorry.
Realistically,
I'm really sorry.
This is an anime about a world in which the king is placed at a rank depending on how good their not really kingly, it's like they do things, and depending on what they do as kings, they get placed kind of like in a hierarchy. We haven't found too much in the first 4 episodes what that is judged by, but we do know that is judged by more than just physical strength. And the main character of our show is this prince who is both deaf and mute. Well, I don't know, they keep saying in the English that he's deaf and mute, but he makes sounds, so I think it's more likely that he's
deaf.
He's deaf.
And he doesn't know how to talk because he doesn't know what words sound like.
Yeah.
But he has a voice.
Yes, like, so, and that's why I was like, he's not. Yeah. It's basically about this young prince's adventures. I'm assuming at some point he becomes king. And that's the anime. Yami, why did you choose this wonderful existence for us?
Welcome to trauma.
I promise I didn't choose it just to torture you. I promise. I really
Not knowingly.
do. I mean, there were some things that maybe my memory glazed on, including your trauma and including how bad it gets in the anime. And then I'm watching it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's pretty brutal. And then I talk to you later and you're like, oh shoot. I'm sorry.
Also, I just want to chime in real fast to go back a second.
Mhm.
Literally, the first 15 seconds of the anime are the conditions to determine the ranking of the king.
What is it really?
Yes.
Oh well, tell us. What are they?
It's like
Does he have many
strength.
prominent knights in his service?
Hmm.
Does he have many subjects, and are his towns thriving? And most of all, is the king himself as powerful as a hero?
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
I was like, I
So,
swear
like,
they told us what that was.
how strong are you? How strong is your army? And how well do your people live?
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I was too distracted
I'm
by all of
sorry!
episode
I'm
2 with
sorry!
one of the main characters as a small child screaming after their mother, which was brutally murdered in front of him.
Welcome to Trauma Land.
I'm
By the way,
sorry.
this is also after all the rest of his people are murdered.
Yeah, but it's fine because he's a shadow. It's not fine.
Is it?
It's not. It's not fine.
It's not. Kage is precious. Sorry, Kage.
I will say,
I mean, even though your mom's not very creative and named her shadow child Shadow, I'm
To be
sorry.
fair, we had no idea what the naming conventions of their people were. So maybe that was just a normal name.
Maybe it is. Who knows?
look,
Okay.
one of the most beloved anime series in existence has a naming convention after food and underwear. So,
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
can you imagine being called
Ugh.
Gohan? Like, hey, breakfast, good morning, it's time to eat yourself.
Bloomer Trunks. So, I have a story about that.
That's good.
I have a friend.
Oh no.
I have a friend he's a big weeb. And he had a son.
Oh no.
You get a.
Y'all,
Oh,
they
okay.
did he didn't even make it his middle name,
All
I
right.
think. He named his son Trunks.
Oof.
I
Yeah.
mean, literally spelled my daughter's name after a Pokemon. So,
Okay, yes, but Evie is a real name.
no,
Okay.
Evelyn is a real name. Eve is a real
Okay.
name. Evie is a nickname
Okay,
at
but
best.
like, hold on though, because
Okay,
there are
but
much better. I don't want to say better, but like people that are higher up in things, like Laura Bailey and her husband Travis Willingham, who named their son Ronan.
I mean, that's
okay,
a
I know people named Ronan.
perfectly
I mean, I
normal
don't know
name.
if people personally named
But it's a
Ronan, but
fucking
there are
weed
people
thing.
named Ronan. What?
How do you? I mean, yeah.
It's what?
Have you met them?
It's still. Yes, I actually knew a guy named Ronan.
No, I mean, like that's literally Toru Honda. Like,
Well, yes, we all know that. It's Laura Bailey.
Laura Bailey is wonderful.
She's kind
Laura
of the
Bailey.
best.
Okay, so
Glorious.
anyway, we watched this anime called Ranking of Kings. And one of
Now
the
King's
things
getting
that,
ranked.
outside of tangents, one of the things we like to do in this podcast, this anime. Hi, da, 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 outside of tangents, one of the things we like to do is we start with things that we liked about the show, then we move on to things we didn't like about the show, and then we just kind of tangent about the show.
No,
Yeah.
that's gonna happen throughout this entire thing, like always.
I
North,
mean-
west, I rest my case. Do you know someone who named their children North and West?
Well, didn't what's her name? Beyonce named her child North.
What? Is
I mean, that's not surprising.
that a thing?
Like there's like one was like Blue Ivy and then one was North, and of course their last name is West, so it's Northwest.
Today I
I mean-
learned Beyonce has a last name. Cool.
Well,
I mean,
she married Kanye West.
No.
I know, but
logically, her children's names would be that,
Yes.
but it's still just Beyonce. It's not
yeah,
Beyonce
the artist
West.
known as Beyonce is just Beyonce.
Anyways,
Yes.
I actually do have a story that I find humorous about children being named.
Not where I thought you were going, and I'm very happy. So go ahead.
My parents didn't know what to name me when I was born.
Oh, I got one of those stories too. Go ahead.
My uncle, who came in and actually shares my birthday, who originally said that I ruined his birthday
Okay.
because I was born on it, but no, we're good buds now. We always have been. But
Good.
he came in literally with just a book of names and just started reading them off. And eventually my parents were like, "Yeah, that one sounds good."
All right. I got 2 stories about that. First, my story. So I was almost named Tuesday because I was born on a Tuesday.
Oof.
Yeah. My mom wrote a poem about it later, on my birthday. No, that she was going to name me Tuesday, but yeah. And then instead of naming me Tuesday, she named me after her sister. She doesn't talk to her sister anymore
Did she
because
talk
her
to her?
sister's crazy. Like my mom's crazy. I don't talk to my mom anymore. Her sister, my aunt is my mom on steroids, specifically Jesus crazy.
Oh no.
Yes. Like my mom's just crazy. My aunt is Jesus crazy. Really, really, really bad.
Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. I love Jesus, but Jesus crazy people are scary.
Yeah, no, she's specifically the Jesus crazy. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
um, there is actually a small naming convention in my family.
Mhm.
Um my mom wanted to name me after um mainly the matriarchs of the family. So my name Kayla comes after my grandmother on my mom's side's middle name Kayla, and my
Mhm.
middle name Marie is the same middle name as my grandmother on my father's side. So when we named our daughter, um, my mother's middle name was Evelyn, but she hated that name. I've always loved it, and she hated it. And I was like, I finally got her on board with it when I was like, look, I'll spell it funny. And my mom was like, all right, I can get behind that. And so when our daughter was born, it just so happened that my husband's favorite Pokemon is an Eevee. So um, our daughter's name is Evelyn, named after my mother and spelled after the Pokemon. And I'm not
Which
gonna.
I love.
And we also did something fun with her middle name and part of Sean's mom's middle name or Sukasa's mom's middle name, which I'm not gonna fully give away because internet and yeah,
Mhm.
that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Like like my middle name, I was the first one that my mom got to name. First of all, let me get that out of the way. I was the first child that. What are you doing? Okay, good night. I love you. Okay. Okay. Good night. Okay, good. Go. Thank you. I love you. Goodbye. Children. Um so yeah, first of all, my mom my mom had 5 kids in total. I was the fourth, and I was the first one that she got to name.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm assuming she had at least 5 months to think about it, right? Once she found out she was pregnant, right? I'm assuming at least 5. And in all that time, she couldn't think of anything. Got to the day I was born. Oh, well, it's a Tuesday. Maybe I'll just name her Tuesday. Thank goodness she didn't. Um, so she named me after my aunt for my first name, which is Pamela. Um, I only go by that at work. My middle name is the name that I go by, Brooke. Um, and I like my middle name. I like my first name fine. It's just the negative connotations of it being my aunt's name. Um, but yeah. I mean, that there might be a reason. She always used to love to bring that up. That I was the first one she was allowed to name because she wasn't with anyone at the time. And looking at what happened, it's kind of like, well, maybe there was a reason for that.
Oof.
Ugh. As for my daughter, I didn't choose her name. Her first name. Her first name was chosen by my mother-in-law because she desperately wanted a girl, and instead she had 3 boys, and she always knew what she was going to name her girl. So that's how my daughter got her first name. Her second name is hyphenated. The first middle name is after the musical artist that my husband and I adored at the time. I'm still a big fan of her. There's one album that I'm not a big fan of, but the rest of her work I really love. And then hyphenated to Rose, so because I like roses.
Seems fair to me.
Yeah.
And now that we've gotten another tangent out of the way, let's
Yes.
start.
Sorry.
Hey, I did it too. Let's start with Hatter. Hatter, what are some things that you have liked about Ranking of Kings?
Well, let's see. One thing I really enjoyed about it is having a main character with a disability,
Yes.
and not just a, oh, I have a disability, but it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, or form. But I totally have one,
Mhm.
which I don't have any direct references for, but I'm fairly certain has happened once or twice.
Mhm.
So I really enjoyed that and having a character, and everyone knows sign language, and I'm super happy about it.
Mhm.
Not everyone, but like all the main characters. You see
The
people like
people
actually
who
trying to learn sign language to talk to him.
right, like
It's
people who are interacting with him on a daily basis for multiple years
yeah,
have learned sign language.
it's really nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that representation. It's good.
Mhm. I know that I brought
Um,
it up last week, but the sign language again was like oversought or whatever by the Japanese Sign Language Foundation people, whatnot.
nice.
But yeah.
Um, Another thing, it started as bad, but I adjusted and I actually like it now.
Mhm.
Uh, the art style took me a minute
Mhm.
because I really don't like how some of the characters are drawn, but it grew on me, and
Very
the overall
unique.
art style is very good.
Mhm.
The colors and everything, it's very pretty.
Mhm.
Also, the opening is a bop.
It really is.
So
It makes me happy.
on the topic of the art style, when I was a little kid, right, I watched these. It was a series of cartoons that they were based. They used classical music in them, and they were stories, like they were Greek myths and different things like that. And you had
Ooh.
like this narrator, and it was this very like if I were to ever hear this opening again, I would know it like in a heartbeat. They were not well made at all, but I loved them, and I would love to find them again now that I have unlocked that memory, and it became unlocked thanks to the art style from this anime. Like
Oh.
I instantly got a huge nostalgia with how simplistic everything appears to be in the
Mhm.
beginning. It's like I feel like this is a show that I would have watched as a small child and not understood things, but I would have watched as a small child.
That's fair. Um, those are my main things for likes. I'm sure there are more, but like those are the big ones.
I am currently really liking um
We have subtitles now. Is that new?
yes, yes.
I love it.
According
Wait,
to the
what?
subtitles you are currently really liking. Oh wait, no, was that me? Is that my subtitle? I don't think the subtitles always work. I think they only work sometimes.
Mhm. I mean, it can't
Yeah,
be perfect.
there. Okay, it's a delay.
I love it.
Yeah, you gotta remember the delay.
One of the things that I'm really liking, and it's honestly also it broke me in like episode 3, is you have these characters that at first it seems like this entire kingdom just thinks very little of our main character, of
Mhm.
our prince. And as we're getting further into the episodes, it actually feels like the opposite. They all love him, but
Mhm.
due to his um due to his
Softness.
being deaf, they underestimate him immensely. I cannot speak for the deaf community, obviously not being deaf myself, but or hard of hearing yet. Kind of hard of hearing. That's irrelevant. Um, but I would be really curious to know if this is a struggle and an inconvenience that a lot of people in the hard of hearing and deaf community have to put up with on a daily basis of being treated much younger, much less adequate than they actually are due to a perceived flaw.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and not to dismiss anything for that grouping, but that's a lot of people with disabilities.
Yes.
Yes.
Um,
And going off of that, so it's not just that he's deaf. Both. It's not super explicit in the first few episodes, but you do see it. If you blink and you miss it. But both of Boji's parents are giants, like giant giants. Boji is a giant,
Yeah.
but Boji is not a giant.
Well, not yet.
No, no, that's no, no.
Look, I am going with the information I have, and
I
in 4
understand,
episodes,
but
he's still so small.
look, yes, he is so small. Remember how the queen, the current queen, she first got there, and he is about the same age, about the same size and such when she got there versus now, and Daida's like in his teens.
I don't know if he's in his teens. I'd say 10ish.
What?
Both like 7, 8. They're not that.
Data seems older than 7, 8.
Hold on, I'm checking the
Are you
wiki.
sure?
I would
Well,
argue that he's
Hannah's checking.
in his teens just simply because of
It's
the level of
several.
prowess he's expected to have.
Yeah, I perceived him to be in his teens. Either way, there have been several years past. Boji still looks the same.
And I do agree with that, but at the same time, like that same thought pattern doesn't seem to be held to his brother, which is also of normal size.
But his mother is human.
Well, yes, but so is the entire village. Like being a
Mhm.
giant seems to be an abnormality in this part of the world.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I do find it interesting that Daida is completely normal looking. I
Well,
haven't um I haven't learned anything beyond Daida's mom being human to explain that. But you find out reasons later for why Boji is the way he is,
I'm
which
assuming
I will
it
not go
has
into.
something to do with the demon that pops out of his dad's
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, I can't talk anymore beyond that. But yes.
Now, for anyone here who may be concerned about my insistence that there is a lot of trauma and just overall terrible things happening to children in this anime, Yami has taken the time to inform us, spoilers ahead, that the main character does not in fact die in this show.
Yes, he was pushed off a cliff, but
He got
it
better.
does not kill him. I promise you, it did not kill him. Boji is not dead.
Interesting side note, and this is specifically noted in a comment section of the wiki. There are no canonical ages for anyone in Ranking of Kings.
Interesting. Oh, they dodged a bullet there. Anyway,
And,
sorry.
and see, the reason I feel like I get kind of like a teenage vibe from, I can't remember, I don't, names are
Daida.
hard. Is Daida the
Yeah,
main
Daida.
character?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, not the main character. No, Boji is our main character.
Okay,
Daida
Boji.
is the blonde boy.
The reasons I have like teenage vibes from Boji is one, Daida's existence, because Daida comes across as older than 8. He comes across as closer to
Yeah,
like maybe 10. Um,
at
but
least 10.
Boji kind of gives me Goku, like Dragon Ball's Goku, Kid Goku vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
You know, like in
Which, how old was he
a
there? I
less
don't remember.
feral way. He's 14 in Dragon Ball, if I
Okay,
remember
I thought
correctly.
so, but I wasn't sure I was remembering that correctly. Steven Universe was like
Yes,
14.
He
Yeah.
also gives me Mad Steven vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a reason Boji looks the way he does.
Goku was 12
And
at the
yeah.
start of Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
He claims to be 14, is what it was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he claims to be 14, but he's 12.
Oh, because does he not know what
Ah.
years are?
Probably. It's Goku. He was doing his best.
But then Gohan is 4 years old at the start of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Poor Gohan.
I thought Gohan was older. Like, you know what?
Look, we'll
Yeah, let
talk
me
about.
just leave this 4-year-old on top of this cliff and tell him to figure out how to get down. I love you, Piccolo, but oh my god.
Look,
Look.
Piccolo was the best dad in that show.
I
Look,
know
Piccolo-
he is, but
Piccolo became redeemed when he started tutoring Deku, okay? It still took him a while.
Anyways, ranking of kings.
But yeah, so those are the reasons why I get the feeling. I forgot his name again. Main character kid
Boji.
Boji is much older than he appears.
yes.
I was gonna add on something real fast.
Go ahead.
To add to that though, he also seems to have like a wisdom beyond his age.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or his perceived age, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. It might not be like intelligence, but wisdom.
Yeah. And like he seems to know and understand more than he can communicate, which is again very common in people with perceived disabilities. If you are deaf, if you are mute, if you have aphasia, if you are for whatever reason unable to communicate what's in your head, if you are speaking a second language, my god, anybody who can speak their first language and English in any capacity, I'm like,
I was gonna
yeah,
say,
no, like I highly respect you because I can't speak nothing beyond English.
but see, I would argue with one thing, a little bit of your phrasing there, and saying that can't communicate, because it's quite often a lot of people with perceived disabilities, they can communicate just fine. Like the deaf
Right.
community
It's
can
not that you
communicate just
can't
fine.
communicate, it's that the people you're trying to communicate to are not understanding
Yeah,
the communication
they're
for
not
whatever
willing
reason.
to put, or they're not willing or haven't had the chance to
Right.
put in the work.
Right. The communication is broken. It's not that you don't know what you're trying to say. It's that the person you're trying to convey it to, for whatever the reason is not receiving it.
Also, I would argue that Vegeta is a way better dad to Trunks than Goku has ever been to Gohan.
That's the thing. Vegeta is a much better dad than Goku. Still not a great dad, but a much better dad than Goku.
He gets
Much
better in
so
Super.
much better. He does get better. He's still not great.
He takes his kid
great.
to a park, and they go on
And
rides.
that's wonderful. Okay, that's wonderful. I'm just saying that bare minimum doesn't mean great, and that
Yeah.
Goku is way below bare minimum. That's like saying, oh, that guy changed his baby's diaper. Oh, he's such a good dad. Forget y'all. Sorry.
I mean, my kid's dad changed the baby's diaper quite often
As he
because he
should.
is such a good dad.
Exactly. I mean, yes, but that by itself does not mean that he's a great dad. It means that he's doing what a dad is supposed to do. I'm not saying that he shouldn't be appreciated for what he does. I'm saying that people will go out of their way to congratulate men for doing bare
Almost
minimum
like
stuff.
almost infantilizing, I believe the word is.
Yeah.
Like the whole
Like,
concept.
oh,
Oh,
you're
are
doing
you
such a great job. You're
way
doing
to babysit your kids?
yeah,
And
like
it's like,
it's
nah,
not
fam.
babysitting. They're my kids.
Yeah. Like, no, I am not babysitting her when I took her to the park. I am taking care of my kid because I am her father.
Exactly. Like, uh, people get on my nerves.
So anyway, in
Pokemon.
ranking of kings,
Back
have there been things that we don't like or dislike about the show?
I mean, you certainly had some strong opinions earlier about characters.
Okay, so
I'm not saying you were wrong to feel that way.
I have very strong like specifically when a young kid calling out for their mom destroys me. Like these first
I'm
3
so
episodes,
sorry.
I
really
cried the
am.
entire time. But
I really am so sorry.
I,
That is very traumatizing. I completely understand that. I forgot how oof that
like
was.
his entire backstory is on my baby shadow boy. Uh, but I will say that it was very important to the overall plus. And we're not even going to talk about bad things. We're still talking about things we like because narratively this anime is fantastic. Because yes, there was episode 2. Most of episode 2 is, I would say, the secondary main character or the main
Mhm.
supporting character.
Yeah.
You learn about his backstory, and this is really important because when you first meet him in episode 1, he's a petty thief. He's not a good
He is
guy.
robbing our main character at night
Repeatedly.
point.
Multiple
Yeah.
days in a row.
Yeah.
And has no qualms about it. And you
No.
you find out 2 main things about him. The first thing you find out is how he came to be the way he ended up. But the second thing, when he looks at
Boji.
Boji, I wanted to say Goji for some reason. When he looks at Boji and he's like, no matter what happens, I am on your side. That hit home.
Yeah.
Like, you understand why it is so important for that character
Mhm.
to say that phrase to someone who
Mhm.
is going to be the future king at some point.
Yeah. No, Kage is precious. Also, I need to get one thing out of the way before we get into this heartfelt discussion. Goji, definitely one of Goku's future kids if he ever has any more. Goji Berry, yes.
You
Yeah.
said Lulu, you said Goji, and all I heard was Gogeta.
Oh no, there's that too. Oh my god. Okay, bringing it back. So, another thing about Kage and his thievery. Every single time he's stolen something, he's never talked about getting rich. He's never talked about possessions or anything. Even when he was robbing Boji, he framed it as, oh yeah, I'm going to be able to eat for a week on this. He has always done it for survival. He's sorry.
So it seems like we don't really have anything negative to say.
No. And there's so many layers. Like, there's so many layers upon layers upon layers. Like, every single person that you think that you can't trust is going to change. And then you're going to question that again. And then everybody that you thought you could trust, you're going to be like,
I,
and
I, I
then
will I
You
will
mean like the
argue.
entire 4th episode waiting for the swordsman to kill Boji? It was super obvious the whole time.
It was
I
kind of
mean,
super obvious,
yes.
yeah. I
By
mean,
the time, yes. But then it's going to change again. And like, I'm just saying that there's so many different layers, and even where I am, I'm still confused about who to trust. I can't trust nobody.
look, there is, from what I have seen so far, and this may change, but from what I
Mhm.
have seen thus far, there is one, two actual evil characters in the show. And of those 2 characters, they might actually be the same person. It won't surprise me. One is
I'm
Shadow Mirror,
curious. Yeah. Oh,
and
yeah.
and the second one is whoever sold out the Shadow Clan from the neighboring kingdom.
That's
Hmm.
fair. Whoever that one guy was, we only saw him briefly, but it was pretty clear it was him.
Like,
Yeah, that light guy. Yeah,
those
that
Well,
light.
yeah.
everybody else seems to be, even if they are an antagonist, it's because of their own agenda and not because of evil.
Well, like,
Mhm.
and this is a thing that comes up a lot, and it gets addressed, like, with the queen, which is like, Boji gets double crossed, and they prevent him from becoming the king. Hey guys, that's a plot point. Sorry, but it doesn't feel like they're doing it maliciously, except for
No.
Daida, because that's a whole thing. But it
Oh
feels
yeah,
like they're
Dida's
doing
thing is a
it.
whole other thing. Yeah.
It feels like they're doing it because they're trying to protect Boji.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, can we
Yeah, like-
talk about Mom just ripping her dress to pieces,
Oh my god.
Yeah!
just hulking out?
I
Oh my
need to know
God!
more about the magic in this world.
Yes.
Bruh, she freaked out and then just hulked.
Also, so a lot of people in this show have pun names. Her
Mhm.
name is Queen Healing.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's fair.
And like there's others. Hold on, let me look at the names real quick.
Regarding
Apis.
the
Yeah,
what?
Apis is like an anagram of spear,
Yeah,
and he uses a spear.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, go ahead.
To be fair, Lulu, we have only seen in 4 episodes 2 magics: light magic and healing. That's it.
I
Kage, early a shadow.
We know nothing else.
need to know more about the magic in this world. Like the fact that healing
Mhm.
takes that much. I mean, so Kaji, Kagi,
Kage.
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 Oh, like Kohage, but Kage. Got you.
Yeah, Kage is literally shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally the Japanese word for shadow.
But when
Yeah.
Kage first sees someone being healed, he's like, "Is she really doing that?"
Well,
So
at first he thinks that she's about to kill him, and then he's like, "Oh wait, no, okay, wait
see,
a minute, what?"
I thought he was reacting that way because of the toll healing can take on a body, because it seems to take a toll.
It definitely
I
appears
think
to have
his
some kind of
first
cost.
his first reaction was, "Is she really going to?" And like, it looks like she's going to do something terrible to him, and then she starts healing him, and he's like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
we got
I'm
like 2
confused."
completely different
interpretations.
interpretations of that scene, which I really like. Like that's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, this person was voiced by Bryce. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
Also, Cowboy Bebop main character dies, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah.
Kinda,
Wait,
but
huh?
it doesn't take.
What?
Who do what?
Spike dies a lot.
Oh yeah.
But I thought he like for sure did.
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
That's kind of his. It is implied that he can't die.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there are 2 rules to this game, chat. One, this has to be attached to an anime that is either over 10 years old or is so incredibly popular that you can't throw a stone without running into a spoiler. Like Grey's Anatomy.
What?
You heard me. The second rule, like we are trying to find out main characters of anime that have died and whether or not that death sticks.
Yeah, like they had to die, actual die, and stay dead.
Because
Or
like
not.
main characters die all the time.
Yeah.
We're talking about like an actual death that they do or do not recover from in some way.
I
Then
don't
plenty of them
think.
do recover though. Like I want
Well,
to know
but
if
like
there's an anime where the main character legit dies and does not come back.
usually,
We
no,
already talked
because
about
that's
Gurren Lagann. Simone is the main character.
Look,
you
Simone
can
became the main character and had to do so after the true main character died
no,
because the main character
no,
had too
you
much
are
No.
wrong.
energy.
He
Look,
was
my daughter
Kamino
needs
was
to
never the
know
main
that.
character.
My daughter is genre savvy enough to know that Simone was the main character all along.
Simone was
Kamin-
set up to eventually become the main character.
Kamino was a supporting character.
There was
Yeah.
nothing supporting about Kamina.
Of course there was. Believe in the me that believes in you. That's
It's like his
totally
entire point of his
supportive.
character.
That's so supportive. He is a supporting character.
Yes, believe in me. Definitely supportive.
Believe in the me that believes in you, though.
Don't take half the quote. I will
Let's
fight
see.
you about this till the end of time.
I will argue
Yeah.
that the main character of Harry Potter dies, and then later Harry dies. It just doesn't take.
I'm not taking the bait. I'm sorry, I'm just not that invested in Harry Potter at this
Like,
point.
I know that you're trying to say something, but I'm not catching it.
It's Dumbledore. Dumbledore's the main character from the Harry Potter books.
But
That's-
Yusuke comes back. That
Uh,
doesn't count.
Like, yeah, like the plot of Yu Yu Hakusho starts because Yusuke dies.
I know he dies, but he comes back.
I know, that's what we're saying. There's a lot of anime where, hey, main character's dead.
Like, I know
But
there
it
are
didn't
anime
take.
that there are anime where the main character legitimately dies. It usually doesn't happen till like the end.
Sure, but the and from a story perspective, the reason why that doesn't happen is because look at all the time I put into this character you care about. If they die, you want to keep reading, right?
Well, if they
Kane says
die and
Judge's
another
Guard
main
mentioned-
character takes over, you guys seem to whatever somehow think that they were the main character all along.
I will fight you.
Oh, hold on. Do movies count?
Yes.
Grave
In
of
what
the
way?
Fireflies.
Wow.
That no.
Wow.
I'm sorry,
No.
I'm
No.
Wow.
but it's
Children, Yami.
also Death Note.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yep. He dies at the end. Yeah. I forgot
Yeah.
about
I.
The main character totally dies in Death Note,
that.
and
Dragon Ball Z doesn't
and then
count.
eventually Light dies too.
Crybaby.
Subtle.
Oh. See, I never finished Devilman Crybaby. Apparently, Devilman Crybaby. Zombieland Saga. But okay, but they're reanimated. That doesn't count. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Does that
Well,
count?
yeah, but that has a different main character per season.
He good at. I don't know what this is. No. Okay.
Anyways,
No, we're not
I
counting
know
Spike.
there are anime where the main character dies at the end. I just can't think of any of them.
JoJo's for sure. JoJo's 100%.
Oh, now I'm probably never gonna watch JoJo's, but
it's
She's never gonna watch JoJo now.
it's not in the way you think.
I mean,
The-
it wasn't a likelihood of me watching it to begin with.
That's fair, but the whole point of JoJo's is that at least for the
Oh,
first
God.
3
Does not
seasons.
It doesn't.
He does
Oh, that's
die.
right. He doesn't. Oh,
Which
that's
one?
so infuriating. Code Geass, but he doesn't. I forgot.
God, I wanted to like that show, and then
Oh,
I
that was
didn't.
Josh's favorite show for the longest time, until stuff happened.
They made choices with characters that I didn't like.
Well, there was only supposed to be one season, and then they were like, "Hey, we want you to do another season." And he was like,
It
But
was
I don't
Dragon
want
Ball all over again.
"Yes." So literally trashed the second season, because that's where everything fell apart.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I can't, cause like all the ones I can think of, they come back. Sailor Moon.
Oh, IBO for sure. IBO counts 100%.
IBO? I don't. I.
Iron Blooded Orphans.
I haven't seen that
Oh,
one either.
okay.
That's Gundam.
I mean,
Yeah,
The main
everyone
characters
dies in
die all the
Gundam.
time in Gundam.
Technically, if you follow the movies, Kenshin dies.
Yeah, but then we go into the awkwardness of
Um,
Kenshin.
Neon Genesis Evangelion? Asuka dies?
I think everybody dies in that.
It
I
feels
never
like it.
finished it.
They
But
might have
according
gotten
to
better though.
this, according to this, many characters died, including the protagonist Asuka. Which, I mean, I never thought of Asuka as the protagonist, but okay.
I've never thought of
Hey.
Asuka as a protagonist. Period.
I mean, yeah. To be fair,
Uh,
I didn't get very far in Evangelion.
So, anyways, this tangent has been fun,
I'm sorry. Yes.
but
Bring us back. Bring us back.
yeah,
to
as
the
it turns out,
oh,
most of the time,
Oh.
go ahead, get it out of your system,
Oh.
or don't.
Experimental girl with the horns and the
It's-
tearing people apart.
Oh,
and
I know what you're talking
adult
about.
version and the little more
Lucy?
innocent.
Elfin Lied?
Yes,
Elfin
Elfin
Lied,
Lied.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, did
Pretty-
she
Lied,
die? I don't know.
I'm pretty. Doesn't she?
I never watched it.
Oh,
I also never watched it.
I don't know.
I haven't. I'm pretty sure because I remember really hating the ending of that.
Mm.
That's fair.
Let's see.
Are we done on this tangent? Or are we still going?
Oh no! Apparently she lives.
Okay.
Well, chat, if you can think of any, we would like to know. Um,
Or leave a comment if you're watching this later.
yeah. But I mean, like, what else?
Oh, Wild Corpse Party. Everybody dies.
Anyways,
Sorry.
going back to
What is
ranking of
that?
kings.
Yes.
I really don't have like I wasn't I'm like even though it sent me down like huge nostalgia train, I wasn't that fond of the art at first. It has grown on me, I think, because one of the reasons I didn't watch it was I saw an image of the art and I'm like, I don't think this is
Yeah.
gonna be my thing. Um, but then I watched like the first few seconds of episode 1, and then the nostalgia hit, and now I'm like, I love the art specifically because of that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
like the art was a huge turnoff for me at first, and Kane was like, "Hey, we need to watch this," and I'm like, "Okay," and we watched it, and I fell in love.
It's fair.
Oh, here we go. Here, it's not necessarily negative about the show, but this type of theme in general. I am so tired of TV shows, of anime or otherwise, that's like it's really, 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 really good, but you have to watch like 10 episodes, 20 episodes. Like you have to watch almost the majority of the show before you start to like it.
But that's clearly not the case.
Not here. No.
Didn't have to watch. Yeah, I
But
agree with
Then
you.
why are you bringing it up?
because the whole concept of the like I would, if it weren't for this podcast, I never would have watched Ranking of Kings because of what I saw from the art. So I had to give it a try despite the art.
Okay. I'm sorry. I
Um,
was trying to follow the tangent.
I, if it weren't for my friend Wonderful, the wonderful and amazing Cass, who convinced me to watch past episode 1 of Centaur World, I didn't start liking Centaur World, I want to say, until like episode almost at the end of the season 1. Same thing with
Uh,
Steven Universe. I didn't like the art. I didn't like Steven as a character. I found him
Mm-hmm.
very obnoxious. And it wasn't until the end of season 1 that I realized, oh snap, I actually really like this show. And
he
it
does
Yeah.
grow drastically as a character.
The great thing of so I agree with you on Steven Universe, because like it was a slow burn for me at first, but what what they did right was how short the episodes were.
yes.
That you could take in several episodes with small bits of information all at once, and then be like 6 episodes in, and you've only spent like less than 3 hours if you don't have commercials. Um,
Look, the cat finger episode will
6 episodes? No,
always
like only an hour and a half. Yeah,
and
sorry,
forever
cat
be the
fingers.
episode that almost killed Steven Universe for me.
I don't know. Like, Cookie Cat is at the same time so obnoxious, but also so adorable.
Oh, I love Cookie Cat. I mean the episode where he turns his fingers into cats.
Yeah, I remember that too. And I'm with you. Like, there's so many ways that Steven Universe could have lost me, but but it was done in such a way and had enough things that I liked about it that I kept going.
Yeah.
And then I was hooked. And I wasn't going anywhere.
And
Yeah.
I will argue that the best shows do this. One
Mhm.
Piece is one of them.
Mhm.
Steven Universe is one of them. Ranking of Kings, I'm definitely going to continue watching
Mhm.
after this. Like, Ranking of Kings is like 3 of them. But it's just. I want to show that I can love from the beginning. I don't want to have to drudge through the obnoxious bad comedy to get to the
Mhm.
heart. So I guess I should stop trying to watch American cartoons.
But Steven Universe is American.
Exactly. So is
And
Centaur World.
Avatar.
Avatar was
I
another one
love
though.
Avatar.
Now, mind you, it picks up way earlier, and the just beauty of the world the show created helped. But Avatar
Mhm.
started out with strong little kid show vibes.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because they're all children, and then
And
it goes, "Oh God, war."
well, it was also put on Nickelodeon, which arguably, like, I would say that Steven Universe had, while on Cartoon Network, had a similar situation of you have to grab the attention of the children, and then you can go into the deeper plot points.
Just as a side note, Yanni, is Lulu cutting out for you?
Yes.
Okay, you're cutting out a little bit here and there.
Am I?
Yeah, I don't know why. Also, I'd like to correct my statement to from "Oh God, war" to "Oh God, genocide."
Yeah. Or like just to go a little bit on Avatar over while Lulu's fixing her stuff. Um Sokka. I love Sokka so much. I love how serious he tried to be.
Is this better?
Supposedly, we won't
Hopefully.
know until
Until I'm talking more.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seems fine though.
Sokka started off as a very dislikable character for me, and he grew on me quite quickly.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, yeah, that's
Sokka's glorious. I adore him. And like everything that's wonderful about Sokka. Um he's brilliant, but he's so goofy and I love it.
yeah.
Uh
Oh,
I was
here's
really sad he wasn't in Korra. I really
yeah.
wanted to see grown-up adult Sokka.
I wanted to see a lot of things in Korra that didn't happen.
They,
Yeah.
there's a lot there, but that's not for this. That's not for now.
I know.
Ooh, you guys know? You guys want to know of a show that is engaging from episode 1?
What?
She-Ra.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll start watching it tomorrow. We went over
I
this.
need to
Yay!
finish it. I need to finish She-Ra. Like I'm aware of what happened
Wait,
because
where are you?
I think
I'll just
season
walk
3,
away for a bit.
Season?
maybe
No,
season.
we're not
How
gonna we're
many
not gonna go into
seasons
this.
are there?
I
I
think
don't
there are like
know.
5 seasons.
I'm on either season 3 or 4, and
Okay,
frankly, at this point, I need to just start over.
you are at the beginning of the roller coaster.
Also,
Okay.
I just want to point out, Yami, that Lulu messages me yesterday and is like, "Hey, you've seen Shira, right?" But she doesn't write she-ra. She just writes Shera. And I stare at this message for a good like 30 seconds, going,
Like
"What the
Shara?
hell is Shira?"
What's Shara?
And then type it back out. Do you mean Shira?
Those are in fact the same letters. It's not my fault you can't throw a dash in there.
I did. Look, I got really confused and I had no idea what you were talking about for a good second. And I'm just like, what the hell is this? Because you seemed really confident I had watched it, and I'm like,
I thought
my
you'd seen
memory's
all of
really
it.
bad.
I thought
No,
you
I've
had seen
never
all
watched
of
it.
it. Oh my gosh. Like this
Yeah,
isn't one of those situations like oh my god, how could you not have seen this show? It's just like it was
no, no.
so firmly in my memory banks that you had seen all of this show. Like if I were to take an American show and hone it in a way that I believed would follow your precise likes and dislikes in a show, it would be this one.
Weird. All right. Like I said, I'll start it tomorrow.
Yay.
Yeah, no, I love Shira. I just never sat down long enough with it to finish binging it. And once I walk away from a binge, I
Yeah,
don't come back to it for a while, and then I forget where I am and what has happened, and then I have to start over.
that is why a lot of times I don't like starting an anime until the season is done, because then I can just go, all right, cool. I don't have to wait. I don't
That's
have to come
fair.
back in a week.
That happens to me with webcomics.
That's fair. So it seems pretty clear we don't really have anything else specifically to say about Ranking of Kings.
At least nothing really negative. Like I am except the fact that Yami tore out my heart and
I'm
emotions
sorry.
and
I
then
mean,
stomped on them and then did not inform me that this would probably have been better as a 3-episode viewing because episode 4 lands on the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers.
it had genuinely been so long since I'd seen the first few episodes that I forgot what happens. In those first few episodes, specifically what happens in the
Oh,
fourth.
here's a good example. There's a review at the end of the episode going crying, screaming, throwing up. That
Uh,
Yeah, that's
uh,
fair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I'm firmly in season 2, and at this point, like I am at the point where a lot of stuff is happening, and I forgot how traumatizing this first few episodes were. I'm sorry, Lulu. I really am.
I
I'm
think
so sorry.
outside of some basic qualms with the art, I don't think we have a whole lot of negatives to
Hmm.
say. And we have definitely tangented
A bit, just a tab.
just a lot. So now this is going to be the big question, everybody. Does it pass the vibe check? Are we going to continue watching this anime?
Yes.
Yes.
I will probably watch episode 5 tonight.
just to see that Boji is still alive. And maybe at some point, maybe Kage will come back, since he has gone on a journey and he will never
He's
see him again.
following the king. The prince. Like he's been saving the prince's life like the entire time. I've watched
I'm
I've
so
watched enough
happy.
hentai to know where this is going.
I'm so happy to find out. I'm so happy for you to find out specifically where he's been this entire time.
Look, if he's been legitimately hiding in the prince's shadow, that's gonna be hilarious.
Wait, say that again. You cut out.
If he's been legitimately hiding in the prince's shadow, that's going to be hilarious.
Nope, that's not it. But
Okay.
good guess.
Anyways.
So that is a lot of what we have had to say on the ranking of kings. Hatter, would you like to give us a brief summary of next week's anime, or at least the name and where we can watch it?
Give me just a second. The anime, for the record, is called Kekaishi. You can watch it
Gesundheit.
on Crunchyroll, I believe. I will need to double check, but I'm pretty confident about that. And it's basically about two teenagers who are exorcists that are protecting a school at night from demons.
Ooh.
Okay.
And I remember it being good, but we'll find out.
It
Isn't that
is
how it works?
on Crunchyroll. Ooh, and it has both subbed and dubbed. And it is only one season long.
Yeah, that one season is like 50-something episodes.
Show more. Scroll.
It actually went a lot longer than I expected. It apparently ran from 2003 to 2011.
52
All
episodes.
right.
For the manga, at least.
I'm thinking we might have a main character death in this because the last episode of this one is labeled the end of Kokuboro, whoever that is.
Okay.
Yeah, but you have no idea what that word
I
means.
have no idea what that word means.
Stop looking at the end of the season.
I
Oh
just
my
looked
God.
at the name. But yeah, so that is what we're going to be watching next week. If anybody is interested in picking up the anime, we watch the first 4 episodes and then we talk about it here on the podcast.
Yeah.
That being said, if anyone is interested in watching Ranking of Kings, despite all of my warnings and the mild spoilers, it can also be found on Crunchyroll, and it is also both the subbed and the dubbed version.
There's like 7 dubs. It's crazy.
There are.
Yeah. Which I originally had watched it in the sub, and then today I rewatched the first 4 episodes in the
Oh,
dub.
that's another thing. This is another really good dub. Sorry, Rami.
Yeah, it really was. That's exactly what I was about to say. So yeah, I agree with you. The dub was good. I liked it.
Super satisfying.
Yeah.
Good work, team.
We did it. That being said, I think.
Oh,
go ahead.
One thing. Just one more thing I want to comment on. That Kage's little mouthpiece that he talks with and that he uses as anyway, that Boji can read the lips on that in addition to everybody else's lips who don't know how to use sign language. And it's like they point it out, and it's just so adorable. It's like, oh, it's like it's not even a real mouse, but he can read it. Oh, I love it. I'm sorry,
Look,
that's all.
like Kage can understand everything that Boji is saying anyway.
He's able to infer it, yeah. Like he can like they point it out, and he's like, I mean, I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't exactly understand what you're saying, but I understand it. Like, it's weird. I don't know.
Look, he listened to the colors of the wind and then listened with his heart.
Be
He
gone.
listened with his heart.
I'm leaving. Good day.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for this hour. I have been Lulu Soul. Again, you can usually find me streaming on Twitch when I'm not in the middle of a giant move. But I do art and video games, and we have...
I'm Yami Brooke. I also stream on Twitch with art and video games and such, and I'm Mom.
I'm Hatter. I'm a shark in a top hat. What do you want from me?